The most important thing as Jupiter's transiting Cancer is to remember that the underlying intention of this transit is about women. But don't forget that every woman is a female, but every female is not a woman. There's a difference. Feminism, it attacks, utilizes, makes utility of the incorporated image, the incorporated personification, the incorporated person of females. It blocks and alienates women from their natural person as a woman. And in that is the problem, the root problem, where she cannot stand in proper status because she cannot access proper identity as a woman. Identity clarifies status. Status clarifies jurisdiction. We've got to be clear about it. Cancer emphasizes culture. When we speak about Cancer, that is where culture comes from. We also cannot speak of Cancer without speaking of motherhood. Understand, it is the basis and foundation of our morality. But that morality is only realized after consciousness passes through Gemini. When consciousness passes through Gemini, there is conclusion, there is realization, there is finality as it relates to experience and as it relates to relationship outlooks. And that arrives us at the two places with Gemini, wisdom and love. Wisdom and comprehension of experiences, and balance with the heart and the head. Love and comprehension of how we relate, and balance of heart and the head. From the detached disposition, Gemini, ethereal, air, understand. And the fruits of Gemini arrives at Cancer, which is to initiate, germinate, assimilate culture. That is what a woman does. Women push culture. Women drive culture. Women nurtures culture. They produce culture. It is the breast milk of society, the breast milk of a household, the breast milk of a demographic, of a people, of an identity. When women don't know who they are or what they are, we all are in trouble. She's alienated from her natural identity, her natural person. She's drunken and lost in the incorporated figure. The incorporated entity. The straw woman who is a feminist drunk for power, control, independence. But she only arrives at illusions of these things because of her alienation to her core identity as a woman. And it is only the core identity that connects us with happiness, security, peace, fulfillment, or even true and lasting pleasure in life. And she becomes a consumer, spending and spending and spending money. A prostitute, trading her body for experiences and consumption and illusions of security, illusions of efficiency and convenience. A whore sharing her body with strangers, calling it freedom, calling it liberation, calling it autonomy, calling it freedom. But the truth is, it is entrapment. It is spiritual and moral entrapment. It is not freedom. The womb of a woman is sacred. Forever and eternally it shall be sacred. It's the portal of life. The meaning of that transcends so many layers of our identities. The womb, from whence we came. We reverence the wounds that bore us. She is archetype of the womb. If we do not protect her, keep her sacred and pure, the source of humanity thus comes from contamination. And contamination is close to death. Do we not understand that? But it takes maturity to understand what protection is. Protection is not to enable the immaturity, the weakness, the blindness, the self-destruction, the self-undoing, the self-entrapment of a person in the vulnerable space of ignorance and impressionability. It's to have the strength to be honest enough, truthful enough, sincere enough to communicate clearly what her status truly is, what her circumstances truly are, and to clarify to her where her power and her authority is always at for her to change that at any given time when she wills to. But no one can force her. So we have to become more clever and more wise in luring her, attracting her into her true liberation, which begins with her identity. Our nations are in trouble if we cannot fix our culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. That's a business rule. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. A man can never host culture like a woman does. even in language. It's why we call language mother tongue. It's called mother tongue for a reason. Our culture is toxic. It's unhealthy, malignant, and it's full of illusions and lies. We don't fix the culture by changing men. You fix the culture by protecting and enlightening women. What's in the way is the culture of feminism that presents illusions to women in their judgment of what is right, wrong, good, or bad. Her perspective is in adolescence. Her sensitivities are in adolescence. They have not ripened to maturity. So she's not able to gauge right from wrong, good for bad when it comes to her own self, her own being. It is evident in the trend of her behaviors. Cancer Jupiter is a return of the culture and constitution of woman. But the means that it's going to manifest will be a challenge. It's going to test our faith and our perception, which is why only Uranus can host the initiation of this transit. Uranus helps us to step outside of Mars. And what Mars does is it's like a pit bull that has lockjaw. It locks in on a particular pattern, a particular route, a particular rhythm of behavior, action, initiatives, creations. Only Uranus can come to change the course or patterns of Mars. It resets Mars' activities and intentions. So it's evident that culture is about to change dramatically because Uranus is going to insist that Mars produces behaviors and actions that are more consistent with the refined feminine. And where do I get the word refined from? Virgo. Mars is at the south node, Virgo. And the south node is where karmic adjustments are made so that we can survive past timelines and open up our capacity to download future timelines. Virgo Mars. It indicates that as Uranus enters into Gemini, it's initiating Mars at the south node. And that initiation of Mars at the south node is going to reset the patterns and intentions of Mars, according to the finishing school of Virgo. Pairing our instincts, Mars, with virtue. And this as Jupiter is at beginning degrees, Uranus at beginning degrees, Neptune and Saturn at beginning degrees, Pluto at beginning degrees. This is the new era. And it calls and demands that women evolve. The infamous astrologist is not here to just shame and put women down. That's the view and perspective of the adolescent mind. Oh, you're putting me down. You just don't want me to be happy. You see, this is the speech of a teenager. Oh, you're being mean to me. You just don't like women. We have to find our maturity. And we have to recall what's good for us. The collective circumstances are manifesting the perfect catalyst for culture to be readdressed, for womanhood and motherhood to be readdressed, for community and family to be reappraised in our hearts. And that's through hardship. That's through crisis. That's through great difficulties. What does it do? It brings people together. Harsh circumstances, it brings people together. It humbles hearts. It heals. It promotes forgiveness and collective cooperation. Feminists of the world have been denied access to further commitment into the Shadow 8 Capricorn, ambitious Machiavellian, high heels on top of every skyscraper. The door is slammed shut. It's closed. And the high heels are marching home like a harem of wild horses running away from the ranch. They're being sent home. And they're being sent home for a reason. It's manifesting Cancer Jupiter. A reconciliation has to take place. Man and woman was not to become enemies. Who is out of their nature? Who is out of their identity? Who is out of jurisdiction for that reason? I'll let you answer that question. And in you answering that question, you could verify how much courage you have and how much sincerity you have to be honest with yourself and what you know is the case.